Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Sly, and I want to talk about my favorite prospect in this year's draft, Robert Beal. Now, we all know that he made the 53-man roster, that he wasn't put on IR, which most people thought he would be, and be a redshirt. And this week, he was actually inactive, which was a little disappointing, but it makes sense, man. Look at we're 9-3, so this is week what 13, and it took 13 weeks for Kalia Davis to finally come up and make his mark. It took him a while. So right now, I think we're gonna have to be patient. Who knows? He might continue to be on um, the inactive list for a while, but I think we have a plan with him. I feel that he's gonna be a big part of this team, especially when it comes to playoffs. I think he will have a role with this team. Now, to me personally, he was one of my favorite dudes in college. Watching Georgia games, I mean, I got jacked up. Like, I would always say, who in the hell, when I first saw him, I was like, who in the hell is this number 33 guy? Like, what's up with this him? Like, at first, because I saw him at the line, I was like, dude, is this guy like a safety, like a cornerback? I kind of had a glitch in my mind because of the number. I was like, what's up with this? But I realized, yeah, he's a pass rusher, defensive end, linebacker, whatever. And just watching him, he was to me the best damn player on the field. Like he freaking excited me. Like this guy has pass rush ability, the speed power. That's something I really look at. Do you have speed power, and especially when you're at end, do you have a nice bend? And to me, that's he had it. He had that. He has all those characteristics that I love in a player. And like I said, I feel that right now, I don't care what anyone says, he is the third best. Without even seeing one play from him in the NFL, I know he's our third best pass rusher, defensive end from the edge. He's our third. I'm not talking about inside because Hargrave obviously would be in there, but we're talking about our guys that we have from Bosa, um, Gregory, Chase Young, Farrell. Obviously, we got Nick Bosa and Chase Young. He's not better than those guys right now. But as far as that third guy, Clean Farrell, no question about that. I've seen Clean Farrell from college to the NFL. He's never had pass rush ability. Even at Clemson, watching him, he had such a stacked defensive line. But when he got those sacks, those were coverage sacks. I remember the national championship game. The quarterback held the ball for like 10 seconds. He got the sack. And I was like, oh man, look at that. No, never bought into that. Now, Gregory, maybe 2 years ago, I would give it to Gregory. He's still, showing flashes here and there. Obviously, it's not exactly what we wanted so far, but I think he's getting there. He's older, like 30, 31 years old, 30, I believe. But Robert Beal, he's the one guy when I watched that Georgia film that I was just like enamored with. Like enamored with. Like this guy is a stud. And just watching him from OTA's training camp, I wish I could find the articles of him just blowing past Trent Williams, not even being touched multiple times. And I'm like, that just confirmed everything I saw from him. Everything I saw from him. Now, I'm someone that's always, I could remember every pass rusher that we had in the past like 15, 20 years. I'm always looking at that and seeing, do they have what it takes? Who remembers Manny Lawson? We got him first round pick. Was it North Carolina State? Something like that. But right away, I knew, man, unfortunately, he just couldn't get to the pass. He couldn't get to the quarterback. He couldn't get to the quarterback to save his life. He was big, long, lengthy, kind of had like that Gumby look. And I like Manny Lawson, man. I used to play with this guy Xbox, Gears of War all the time. So, I mean, I was cool with him, but he just didn't have that pass rush ability. Really good at setting the edge. But when it comes to getting to that damn quarterback, he just didn't have it, man. Who remembers Paris Harrelson? A guy that we had from Tennessee, picked him up, drafted him from Tennessee. Never had it, man. He was really stiff. God rest his soul, Paris Harrelson. But he just never could get to that damn quarterback. I think 1 year, actually, he had 8 sacks. But other than that, it was just same old Paris, just 2, 3. Just really couldn't get to that quarterback. He was slow, didn't have a good bend. And it was frustrating when Alden Smith came into the picture. Remember that first year training camp? I knew right away, this guy, speed, power, bend. He had all those things. And you knew right away, this guy is a stud. Right away, you knew Aldon Smith was a stud. And the frustrating part about that first year, he was a part-time player. He wasn't the starter. Even though he had, 13, 14 sacks his first year, he wasn't even starting for the Niners. And that was kind of unfortunate, because we probably could have used him more in that NFC Championship game against the Giants. But it is what it is. But you knew right away that he had that pass rush ability. And even little sooner, remember Corey Lemonnier? Who remembers Lemonnier? We picked him up, I believe, from Auburn. And again, he was like, he had that spin move, but he was like a poor man's Dwight Freeney. Who remembers that? Corey Lemonnier, and I remember his first game, I believe this was the Jags. He had a sack, and Matt Mayock was out there saying, "Oh man, Corey Lemonnier showing amazing pass rush ability. This guy's he might be something special for the 49ers." My mind, I was like, "Man, Mayock, you're full of shit." And I turned out to be right, because when he was with the Raiders GM, he got Farrell at the first round. And to me, it was always stiffness. Stiffness, when he had that spin move, he didn't know where the hell he was going. So I knew right away, Corey Lemonnier was not the answer. Too stiff. I didn't have it. That spin move was not good enough. It just wasn't getting to the quarterback, and he didn't do much with us either. But I'm telling you right now, Robert Beal, 5th round pick, I think we got something. I think we got something, guys. I really do. And I don't say stuff about players, like I'm a fanboy of any of these guys, so I'm gonna hype them up. That's not what I'm about. I just watched the film, and I think Robert Beal, man, I'm not saying he's gonna be a Pro Bowl or whatever, but I think even right now, if he were to start this week, he would be our 3rd best defensive end as far as pass rush. And the guy's actually really good against the run. At Georgia, he was a dog. It goes with that name, the Georgia Bulldogs. He was a dog. Remember, this guy led the team in sacks, national champions, 2021. And then 2022, I think he had like 4.5. But he got pressure too that year. So, I mean, that's where we hit. We look at our draft picks in the 5th round. We've hit quite a bit, man. George Kittle obviously comes to mind as one of the dudes we hit. I believe Drake Greenlaw, another 5th round pick. So the 5th round seems to be that's like our sweet spot. And to me, I'm like, oh, this is going to be another 5th round hit. In my opinion, it's going to be another 5th round pick, because I saw too much with him on film where I'm like, man, if we ended up with this guy, this would be amazing. I remember the guy who I was in love with back in the day, Aaron Rodgers. I remember just so pissed off that we picked Alex Smith. I was so pissed off. You could ask Dear Flo, man. I was so mad because you saw the talent right there. You knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be a stud. You knew it. And to me, I'm going out on a limb. He's 5th round pick, but I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying this guy, he's going to be solid. He could potentially be a stud. He could potentially be a stud. And that's crazy saying from a dude that hasn't even taken not even a preseason snap, I believe. Not even a preseason snap. Because remember, he got the sack on Trent Williams, I believe it was OTAs. And he was dealing with some injuries. And then he got one in the first week of training camp, where the beat reporters were like, dude, he got a sack on Trent Williams. And Trent Williams didn't even touch him. And there was buzz around. And then what happened? Everyone stopped talking about it. Why? Because he got injured. He was out. I believe it was a hamstring. And those things are tricky to deal with. D Ford had to deal with that in 2019. And speaking of D Ford, to me, he kind of has that low D Ford-esque. That's crazy. I know that's crazy talking like that, saying it. But to me, he does have a little D Ford. When you have a 4 or 5 speed, you have speed, power. Go watch the film. I don't know, there's just highlights right now, but there's film out there where when he's one-on-one with the tackle, he's pushing him back like nothing else. And we're talking about SEC tackles, where he's pushing them back 3, 4, 5 yards. So he has that power. He just naturally, he's that God's gift, where some people just have that natural power to him. And to me, man, like he's the dude. Like he's definitely, to me, he's the guy. Like he's the guy that I'm pumped about. I'm jacked up about. And who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if this week he's probably on the inactives, but I won't be concerned. I won't be concerned one bit, because look what they did with Kalia Davis. Kalia Davis, in my mind, I made video after video about Kalia Davis because I thought he was going to be a stud. And look at it, it took him, what, 13, 12 weeks for him to finally start getting snaps. And look what he did. Look what he did week 1. Got a sack. PFF grade, the 4th best PFF grade on the defense with all these ballers out there. And he comes in and has that. So, I mean, those are 2 guys I'm huge high on, making video after video. Kalia Davis, Robert Beal, and I'm pumped, man. Like, I just got to tell you guys, man, when he has that opportunity, get your popcorn ready, because we're going to have another pass rush. Imagine if Bosa, Chase Young coming out, and Robert Beal is who I say I believe he's going to be. Oh, man, it's over. Like, it's over. It's over. Like, it's like the Ravens. Remember the Ravens when Shannon Sharp, you need, how many points you need? For Ray Lewis, I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10. That's like, Purdy, all we need, give it 17. If we have a pass rush that could just get to the quarterback all the time. So, I mean, I'm pumped, guys. Like, I'm pumped. I know some people out there, you're freaking crazy. What the hell is wrong with you putting this much hype on one dude? I could be wrong, but I mean, I think I'm a good evaluator of talent. I really do think I'm a really good evaluator of talent. And always number 33 Saturdays. That was the guy. I was like, dude, this guy looks fucking bad. Like, he's bad ass, you know? So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully he gets I think he's going to get his chance. He's going to get his chance. Maybe it might be the last week of the season, but he's going to get his chance, because you don't put him on that 53-man roster unless you feel that he's showing stuff already in practices. If he showed nothing, remember Latu? He was showing nothing. We were there for those practices, him dropping all these balls. You knew, like, hey, man, we can't use this guy this year. You knew it. So he had that 21-day window, and he had to show something. They're not going to just pick him up and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're ready. 5th round pick. We're going to add you to the 53-man roster. They could have just put him on IR and had someone else come up. You're good. But no, he proved something in that 21-day window, where they activated him on that practice window. He proved something. Like, yeah, this guy, he's gonna be a force this year. But yeah, man, that's what I got, man. Absolutely excited. But let me know, am I hyping this guy up, or dude, just watch the film, baby. That's all I gotta say. Ooh, man, go turn on those tapes, especially in 2021. He was the best dude on the field with Carter and those boys. But let me know what you think. Like the video, comment. Talk to you next time. Peace.